Welcome back to the channel where I tell you what trades I'm taking and what I'm expecting next for Bitcoin. Without further ado, let's dive straight in. So, we are going off the basis of our last video. We were looking at a very, very key level, and that level was highlighted approximately this zone here. So it was the convergence of the VWAPs, which we saw, as a potential trade zone, which I marked out for everyone that was aware and watching. And as I said, I did enter a little small scalp trade here. I have since closed it, just to keep the clarity up for everyone to know. Now, I'm still in my spot since $86,000, and I do think we have a solid chance of dropping down, taking out these lows, and that's actually going to be a level for me to buy more, because I don't think we're going to be losing this low. And if we do, I'm happy to take that loss. At least from my experience, that's the only way how you actually win, is by taking risk when you have conviction. And if you're wrong, but pretty convicted. So it was a key level because we had the confluence of the VWAPs come straight into that level. Now, obviously you guys want to know what's coming in next. So to highlight that, let's take a look firstly at what we just saw from this bounce of these VWAPs. So we saw that we came into the low, we had a fake out, bounce, take out the low, bounce up. Now we're trading and forming liquidity on the upside and the downside here. Now, what that can be viewed as is just a tight little range that we're in. So if you want to see what this looks like, if we chuck on a volume profile, you can see that straight off the bat, we are on the POC trading right now. So we're in fair value. So you wouldn't be taking a trade now. You have your value area high here and your value area low here. That being said, I wouldn't be trading that range at all. I think it's a low probability trade, not the sort of style I'm after. Now, in terms of the long trade I'm expecting, we have a weekly, we have a point of control, we have a daily that's just over there, and let's see what else we got. So yeah, we're also trading right now on the trend line top, and then also on the downside, we've got the trend line starting to form and come up this way. So you could see that. So we might have a situation where it forms this, hopefully, or we just sweep out these lows first and then go up. It's really going to be in this zone for me to be taken along. In terms of resistances, we did take our resistance level that we're speaking of. It was much stronger than I anticipated, and I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. I expected us to crash a little bit, probably around here, then bounce back up, but instead we go with what happens, and what happened was we lost the value area high, and we've since rejected off it, and now we're back in the range beneath it. So I expect we take out at least these ones here. So that's my expectation there. So I'm very much looking for a long once we hit my levels. I'm not necessarily sitting here looking for a short. I just don't want to be taking a short. Personally, I'd rather not trade. Really is what I'm looking for is long. In terms of support, yeah. So this green box is what we're looking at. We had, you had support here, resistance to resistance, support found in here. So yeah, I expect us to trade here for a bit. Then eventually one of the liquidity bands is going to be taken out, which I expect to be the downside. And the reason being is because of the fact that we have very, very key levels here. So if you look straight on this, you can see that we've got a stack of liquidity that's to the downside here, coming around 87,000, and that's coming in here $87,000. So if we can sweep those lows, take them out, that's going to be very, very solid for for that next push up, because 87,000 is putting us down around right on that level of support I'm speaking about. So yeah, I'm going to be looking at that for a long trade. I hope that's very clear. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I just think there's just, we got weekly, daily coming in. We've got let's just keep it simple. We've got our very solid point of control coming in there. We have, I believe we also have a Fibonacci pull. So not from that one. Is it from this one? In this zone, so you got 1, 2, 3. They're coming into that box, just the region overall, right? So yeah, I would say for me, it really is going to be this zone here looking for that long. And I'll just change that a little bit. I'll change that and make it up here. So because once we take out this low, there's definitely a very good situation. Yes, we could sweep this liquidity and just bounce from here and have like a double W pattern and go up, but not the highest probability trade. I'm more interested in high probability trades for my perpetual trades. So like I said in the previous video before, we had that level of support coming to the VWAPs, which I did take a trade on, and the next one, which is here, which I'm expecting to be hit. What we're seeing in the order flow is a fact that I would say there's a slight bearish divergence in the fact that you've got a new set of longs here, positive open interest. Price hasn't really taken the high. So there's a slight divergence, not much. Nothing to rave about on the order flow. But yeah, I mean, that's really what I'm expecting. So just highlight that level, guys. In this box is where I'm looking at for a long, just so everyone's aware of what I'm expecting. On a more local basis, let's have a look at those little scalp traders who want to get into scalp trades. All right, so on a scalping term basis, you've got the sweep of the highs, either going to be taking out these highs or coming into this level for a short. Okay, that's one for a short. And then on the long side, like I said, you've got these levels here. So you can come in, take them out and bounce up. And then, but yeah, it's a low probability trade setup. So I'd be looking at personally pinging around here for a bit, maybe going up and then swooping these lows and coming down, getting into my levels is what I'm expecting here. If that doesn't happen, then that's fine because I've been buying spot through here and then also down when we hit that VWAP again. So if we rock it up, then that's very good because I'm going to make money anyway. And if we reject and all the way just nuke down to the low side, then I'm going to have to take that loss in the chin and publicly be humiliated. And that's fine. I'll lose about 5% of that trade setup that I put in. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at on a more granular basis, or not granular, on a more zoomed out. We can see that, yeah, value high, midpoint, and value area low, $86,000. So that's the range we're in. You don't want to be losing this because once you lose this, you start to really open targets for these downside sweeps. And then once you go down there, why wouldn't you expect down here? And then once you're there, it's like, okay, then the weakness is in the chart at that point. So that's the name of the game. Anyway, guys, I hope that was clear. In my description below my videos, I've got links to all the different exchanges, WEEX, Bybit. I've also got VELTO, a new exchange, which is a very cheap, actually 0 trading fees for 2 months. So check that out, subscribe to them, make an account with them and trade with those guys. Use the levels I'm looking at, but don't trade blindly. Take precaution, use a certain percentage of your portfolio. That is not going to blow you up. And yeah. Anyway, on the channel too, if you want to keep track of the trades and the trades I'm taking and what I'm looking at, take a look here. You can see that. It's been pretty accurate, as you can see. You know, key levels like this green level of support, which has been highlighted, which we hit and sort of did that. It hasn't been exactly the same, but you know, we went up. So you can see here, we hit that key level of support and gone up. So, you know, these things, I'm trying to help you guys out so you can get a good picture of what's going on. Then if you want to see collaborations, you can see that here with the Moon Group. So obviously going over every 2 weeks, I think it is, going over the content and what we're looking at. So Crypto Kid covers that, which is very sick. He's cool and gets good macro data. And then on the Beyond the Block episodes, that's for the monthly macro information, specifically pertaining to global liquidity. And then here, if you want to keep track of my thought processes, my financial life and mastery models I use to navigate the world, you can check that out here in videos I'm posting about stuff that I find interesting, that are more philosophical and navigating the world as a young man, especially, because that's the only viewpoint I can speak from. Anyway, I hope that's very clear. I'm also going to be posting macro data on here as it's a macro channel. So anything pertaining to finance, life, and mastery is what's going to be on that channel. Anyway, that is that, guys. I'll catch you next update. For now, have a great day. And you know my levels I'm looking at. It's going to be specifically down over this level here, okay? And if we don't hit them, I'm happy because we can still go up and I'm going to be okay, okay? And if we nuke to the downside, then I'll take that loss in the chin. For now, catch you guys next time. Have a great day.